Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, risk takers? Welcome to the Kill Pete Strategy. I am Pete. I am a top player in Risk Global Domination. I have a daily show on YouTube. I do weekday streams on Twitch. And if you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to my channels and come along the ride with me. This is your advanced progressive capitals, the Risk meta settings. We are in the third seat playing as white, and our blizzards look something like this. We've split Africa pocket. We have a blizzard in Istanbul. We have 3 contiguous blizzards in Russia, Prussia, and 1 in Africa. So our noob corner goes normally. And our 1 line is normal. Our 2 line is normal. And then there's a block on the bottom. So we have a piece that leads into the 3 line and our 4 line. And both 3 and 4 are pockets. We are black in the third seat, so we have a cap. Argument can be made for the Iceland cap here. It's because it's a bot-heavy environment. I also kind of like... My cap options suck, eh? I kind of like this to take that. Yeah, this is my best cap. Let's try that. See what we're going to be allowed to hold. Hopefully something. So far, I don't see any of the caps. But yeah, all of those options seem to have sucked. Oh no, yellow chooses a corner. Does nothing. It's the hold orient on 1 point here. So blue is a bot. Green. Do we see where blue maybe steps off? Don't see any white yet. Yeah. There's a little blue. There's a little more blue. Does it take Iceland? Blue just took Deneric Alps. Are they going to take Iceland as well? 4v3? Yeah. Okay. Let's just clear all that blue stuff from up there. I don't actually know where the blue cap is the problem. Noob corner. Nobody saw that. That was all bots. Good job, Red. Good job, Red. What the fuck? All right, you want me to target you? I'll target you. That's fine. Where's Red's cap? Yeah, yellow just works the back of their pocket. And green last act. Step down. Give me your cap. Give me your cap, green. Step down. Please step down, step down, step down. Step... Nah, green's a breaker. Fuck. Bad luck. Okay, I'll just take green's cap then. That'll be a fine consolation prize. After roll 3, though. Ooh, don't love it. Don't love it. But being in France, that would be quite bad for me. Did white hold anything? 6 troops, they do not. White should be dealing with blue. I figure white might be Greece here. Which doesn't actually do anything. That's not a great cap. Yeah, 9 for blue. Blue holds. If white's trying to hold this, he breaks it. Green block going to be big in the middle. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm playing it a bit dangerously with only 5 on my original capital, but sure. Two cap open is fine. And clear out green next turn. Red's gonna try and contest yellow. Okay, you find yellow's cap. Yellow's gonna clear and have that pocket orient, so this is a 1 point on orient. Yeah, this fucking bot's gonna keep. Yeah. All right, let's stop there. To clear all that, don't I? I guess I don't have to, but I really don't want the bot continuing to put there. Do White have a bonus yet? They do not. Uh-huh. I'm at some amount of risk of blue rolling my capital. I don't know how much I care for that cap. I think I play the West now. Yeah, I think I play the West now. Let who's ever in these positions deal with blue. Maybe I'll put a troop on my cap. What the hell? Okay, that was a high-risk play. But we get green the fuck out of there. Red's still holding nothing. I think that'll pay off. I think green not having anything there will be good for me. As long as yellow doesn't infer the green cap and steal it. Which they're busy in Orient, right? They probably have it now. Yellow probably has Orient now. Yeah, green lose everything. There you go. Put over there instead. Yeah, put over there instead. That's great. Take Spain next. Five for white. White should know better than to antagonize me, but let's see if they do. Oh, white antagonizes. No, they hit the blue too. Okay. That's better. Okay, blue gets 10. Blue's going to clear out some more of the middle. Yeah. Well, it's just going to surround my capital. We get 20. A little bit of troopage on that cap. Reagan try come in the Spain line. I kill green. Green is here in Sevastopol. Does yellow hold their Bono yet? They do not. They do not. Okay, yellow not having their bonus is game over. I win this game in a couple of turns now. No one contests me. Yellow doesn't, and green can't. Sweet. Good. I like a quick one sometimes, you know? All right, so our Q&A question for the day is from Bart Bram. Hello. Hi, Pete. Bart, again with the questions. I just watched your Waterloo game where you answered my question about emotions. Thank you for answering. You're welcome. And I love your reaction to it. I never thought of emotions as a signal of attraction or repulsion. It was a very interesting duality. Yeah, I think fear is probably the oldest emotion, right? Stay alive. Rule number one, don't die. You know what I mean? And then everything kind of comes from that. All other emotions are probably stacked on top of fear if you really break it down on an evolutionary level. You also mentioned listening to your emotions, which I interpret as listening to your emotional signals. How do you personally do it? So this is going to be a how question. I find difficulty recognizing and listening to my emotions. Oh, I'm sure a lot of people do. Okay, so to be more specific, how do you hear your emotions / signals? How do you recognize your emotions? Much love as always, and thank you again. You're very welcome. This is a great question, and this is a how question. So it's a practical one, less theoretical, more practical. Okay, let me play this turn. And there goes green. I don't think we have yellow, but I think we probably have most of yellow. Where's the blue cap? Not there. Let's put one off. There we are. This board position is ridiculous. Okay, so what is a person's relationship with their own emotions? How do you hear the signal? Well, we use the word feel. You feel your feelings. So it's an ontology. In philosophy, ontology has to do with being. Your emotions are a question of being. So you experience how you feel in a visceral sense, in a visceral way, from that perspective. This is also why it's very easy for us to identify with our emotions, right? You often hear people say something like, I'm depressed, rather than I have depression or I'm experiencing depression, just as an example, right? We identify with our emotions. We say, I am X. And a lot of what, the ancient spiritual traditions teach you is to try and separate yourself from that felt sense and notice that you're experiencing an emotion. So you say something more like, I am experiencing fear. I'm experiencing hunger. I'm experiencing anger. I feel angry, not I am angry. So that's the first part. That's how I hear it. And that's how I separate. And when I say I hear it, the identity becomes fraught too, right? That's how the Atman, the observer, the being that perceives, whatever word you want to use for this. I think I sweep the board this turn. Sweep. I think everybody dies. White's going to be here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody dies. Yeah, there goes blue. There goes red. Man, lots of caps in that pocket, eh? There goes yellow. Oh, fuck, I love these turns. These are some of my favorite turns in history. The emotion I'm experiencing right now is enjoyment. Okay, we're going to trade our Joker. Good game. You're not going anywhere. Yeah. Good game, buddy. How do you hear your emotions? How do you recognize your emotions? These are difficult words for me to articulate because I always think of it as connect with yourself, right? Feel how you feel. If you are internally disconnected, meditate, sit, do nothing. I know this is so hard for some people. Sit in a room quietly, close your eyes and breathe. Do nothing else. Just feel, just be in the moment, be in your existence. Do absolutely nothing other than pay attention to your breathing. Notice that when your mind will inevitably stop you from doing that. You will have a thought, and pretty soon your mind will be chattering away. You'll be having a conversation with yourself. Notice when you're doing that and bring your attention back to your breath. And every time you do that, that's one rep of meditation, okay? And you're going to suck. You're going to suck at it. You're going to fail at it. And that's why it is a practice, a meditation practice. If you want to wire yourself up, connect with how you feel, this is the way. Sit down quietly, pay attention to your breath. Notice when you are not paying attention to your breath, and then bring your attention back to the breath. And that is literally it. It is that simple to say, and it is so impossibly hard to do. You will fail a ton, but that's a good thing, right? Because you will notice that as you do this, if you stick with it, you will connect with yourself more. And a question like, how do you recognize your emotions will cease to have any meaning, right? That is a very left hemisphere question. That's a very sort of, what's the right word? Autistic question, I suppose. But I don't mean to condescend, and I'm not using the term pejoratively. It is the sort of the literal definition of how do you recognize your emotions? How do you feel your feelings? Just feel them. But that sounds so stupid when I say, right? I'm not going to say just, because that won't resonate with you either. The last thing I'll say about this, and probably the most important thing I'll say about this, is that don't assume you know how you feel. Don't assume you know what you want, right? Ask yourself questions from time to time. You've probably grown and changed since the last time you made up your mind about something. So your heuristics might no longer serve you. Your old systems of belief and your old patterns of behavior might be outdated and might be in need of refreshment. And so that's also a very important part of how I would answer your question is think about connecting with yourself. Think about being integrated, right? Be a person of integrity internally so that you not only feel your feelings, but you essentially just are one whole being, that there is no question of how do you do it. It just is. And yeah, so much easier said than done. And there are so many ancient spiritual traditions that work on this problem. You're touching on a very deep problem. I don't know that maybe you realize this or not, but it's a very deep, very old problem. Human beings are this wonderful combination of rational and emotional. And if you struggle with understanding how you feel, why do I feel this way? Just asking the question is a great start. Why do I feel this way is a totally good and valid question. I love that. I do that to myself all the time. If I'm confused about why I behaved a certain way, why am I acting this way? You know, why am I angry? Why am I horny? Why am I sleepy? Right? Why am I aggressive? Why am I passive? Why, like all of these things? Why am I hungry? They are all feelings. They are all valid. Do not deny them. Do not be avoidant to them. Hear the signal for what it is. Accept it. And then decide what you're going to do about it. Thank you so much for that question. I loved it. Defeating a novice, a beginner, and an intermediate. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found some of it fun and entertaining, maybe even a little bit educational and informative. If you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to the channels and come along the ride with me. I have a daily show on YouTube. I have another daily show on YouTube. And all my homies like the video. I love you. Thank you. And for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.